that energy. I need that energy. Hey, give me that energy. I need that energy. Hey, give me that energy. I need that energy. Hey, give me that energy. I need that energy. Let's turn up
Cold world. Let's just jump right. I'm not even gonna play. I just want to jump right into the number one thing that we just witnessed last night. We witnessed history last night. We witnessed something that was incredible, amazing. Thank God to Avery for hooking it up. First and foremost, before I even say that, I gotta say, welcome to another episode of Above the Multiverse, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Adrian Blest.
Avery Harden.
Yes, another episode of Above the Multiverse, and let's just get right into it because last night we witnessed history. We witnessed some amazing shit. Like I said, thanks to Avery for hooking this up. But I got to see the 10-year anniversary of 2014. Forest Hills Drive, J. Cole's album, legendary album, at Madison Square Garden, live. It was amazing, dude. I was in my happy place, bro. I put the concert on, which honestly took forever to start.
Yes,
it took so long to start.
Absolutely, I was pissed.
I was also thinking, like, when you're the man, like you can do that.
Honestly, I thought, just before we really get into it, I thought it was gonna have openers, but then I realized it is the 10-year anniversary. It'd be weird to have openers when you have that.
But the DJs were sick.
I knew they would have a stage.
Yeah, but the DJs were sick, and like it was cool, like hearing the music and that was cool. So that was dope. But yeah, dude, I had the concert on my big screen TV, and then I was like, you know what? While I'm waiting for this concert to start, because it took forever, like I said, as I was waiting for it to start, I was like, let me just move my other TV in here, to have two TVs set up side by side, move my PlayStation in here, and I had Marvel Rivals on one screen, I had the concert on the other screen, and it was beautiful, man. I was just playing Marvel Rivals. I was freaking killing it with I was trying out all the characters because I haven't really had a chance to like really try just every character. Yeah. It was awesome, bro. And then just listening to J. Cole do his thing, and boy, did he kill it. Yeah. There was a really funny part though during the concert where he almost slipped. Did you see that part? That shit was so funny. Yeah, he got Cat caught it too because I was looking away. I looked at the PlayStation and Cat was like, oh, he almost just fell. And then when he's like, oh shit, I almost had a world star. I was almost a world star. Yeah. So that was funny.
I was I had my phone on live on TikTok.
Oh, really?
So I was like,
reacting to it and stuff?
No.
But like you were like, oh.
On TikTok, like my phone was facing my computer.
So
okay. You know how
you have people jumping in and stuff?
Yeah. People were jumping in. Like Kamikaze was in there.
That's dope.
What's his name's brother was in there. Rose's brother was in there. Marcus.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. Marcus.
And it was a lot of people commentating about Cole and Kendrick and Drake, and then Kamikaze was talking about Eminem, and so I was. It was cool because I was watching and I was defending Cole, and then there's another little homie, Luis. He follows me. We follow each other on TikTok, and he really rocks with Cole. And we were in there battling, like, yo, man, Cole is that guy. Blah blah. Blah.
I mean. Yeah. After that concert last night, I'm like really like J. Cole is my favorite rapper.
I mean,
it's just not even a debate.
The thing with this whole thing is. When I was saying it last night was there because everybody was like, "Oh yeah, J. Cole, like he bowed out or whatever." And after watching the concert last night, I was like, "Who cares?"
Yeah,
like I'm genuinely.
He played it so smart.
I'm genuinely like I'm genuinely like, bro, like really, bro, like. Dude, this dude's crazy good, bro. Like, you're going to say he's not good because he decided not to battle in a rap?
Yeah, because look who decided to battle. Drake. And guess what happened? He's being called a pedophile at the Super Bowl this year. So, you know what I mean? Like, what? Do you want J. Cole to go through that? Nah, J. Cole's like, nah, I'm good.
Literally what I was saying was, I was telling them because they were like, man, if he would have did this, he would have did this. I'll be real. Everybody could get at me. Here we go. You probably got the camera on me. Yep. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. I'm going to be so 1,000 wild with y'all. I'm sorry. I love Kendrick. But J. Cole would have ripped him to shreds. I promise you that. But, let me just say J. Cole knew the ramifications of what was going on. Kendrick literally is a maniac. So he's like, I don't want to lose a homie trying to battle it out for the crown. And he's like, I know I'm dope. F it. Like, you have it. Like, it's one of those things. I'm literally, J. Cole was like, I don't care. Here.
Which I relate to.
Which is dope. I think that's dope. Who cares? Like, Kendrick is the king apparently now, but Drake was saying he was king, and look what happened to him. J. Cole said he was king. He bowed out. Look what happened to him. Still very successful.
Yeah.
Sold out Madison Square Garden for a 10-year anniversary. Dude, forget that battle, bro. Yeah. Like, what are you guys talking about?
It was dope. It was dope.
What are you guys talking about, man? J. Cole is still that guy,
and that's the same thing too. It's like I'm that same kind of person where if I'm if I'm in a group of people and I feel like, I think this is just my personality too. Like I could be the strongest personality in the group, but if I know that there's other people that are strong personalities and it feels like they're competing to be like the strongest personality in the group or whatever, I fall back like naturally. I'm always like, I'll get quiet in a group of loud people. You know what I mean? Even though I'm a loud person, I'm a crazy person. I can be wild. I can say crazy shit. But when it's like I'm dealing with other big personalities and they're all trying to like be like bigger than the next person, I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. You have that. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing. So I respect that. I think it's dope as fuck. But yeah, I mean, he killed it. First off, the concert was dope. I mean, the stage was sick. Was it like a throwback to the stage, the original stage that he had back in the day, right?
A little bit more fancier.
Yeah, so that was sick. And then the songs are amazing because like that album is amazing, right? It brought back so many memories and stuff. But here's the thing that I just fucking loved. All right,
the throwbacks. Yeah,
bro. Yeah. For me personally, I remember, so in high school, I'm going to break it down a little bit. In high school, I was super heavy on Drake, okay? I was on Drake before anybody that I knew around me or anyone that I knew in general was on Drake. I had Comeback Season. I was playing that like nonstop, his second mixtape. I had what is it? The mixtape before that.
The warm up or the come up?
No, not even J. Cole. I'm talking about Drake.
Oh, Drake. So you talking about Sooner Than Later? Or,
before Sooner Than Later, he had Comeback Season, then he had another one before that. I think. But bro, I'm telling you this. I have Drake's first mixtape. What the
freak is it called? Brand New was on there, I think.
It was before that. Brand New was on Comeback Season. He had one that was called I think it was like Barely Fitting In or something. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, it has like pianist hands on there. It's like his first mixtape. Yeah, I'm telling you guys don't know. This is how heavy I was on Drake back in the day, like in high school when I was in. This was like 2006, 2007, right? I was heavy on Drake, and I have Drake's first mixtape, the mixtape that people don't even know about. I have his first mixtape, a physical copy signed by Drake. I have that somewhere in this garage. I don't know where it's at, but it's somewhere in here. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know.
Before he
I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I think maybe like 6 months ago I could have sold it, but now it's a little. Anyways, but I was heavy on Drake, right? My best friend Fabian was heavy on Big Sean at the time, right? He had all Big Sean's mixtape, Finally Famous. He was all that, right? And we were kind of battling out like, no, Drake's gonna be big. No, Big Sean's gonna be the big guy. Like he just got signed by Kanye, and I'm like, well, Drake is like with Lil Wayne, like all. And I remember even like. I remember one time I went to McDonald's. We would always go to McDonald's after school, and I went to McDonald's, and there was some kids like that I didn't like, and they were singing a Drake like Ransom. They were singing Ransom, and I was like, they've ruined it. Like they've already ruined Drake for me. Like it sucks, right? But at that same time that I was over here like raving about Drake, my friend Fabian was raving about Big Sean. My boy Dimitri was heavy on J. Cole.
Shout out Dimitri because he knew what was up, bro. Yeah. I'm going to tell you my story in a bit. So Dimitri, shout out, dog.
So my boy D Hayes, shout out D Hayes. My boy D, he was on J. Cole. So it was like funny because I was on Drake, Big Sean, J. Cole, right? And I remember the first time, like my boy sat me down, and we would always go hanging out at this park after in high school, and we sat down and we were at the park and we were chilling. I think we were smoking back then. And my boy was like, bro, you guys got to listen to this. Like this guy, he has a mixtape called The Come Up. He has a mixtape called The Warm Up. This was when The Warm Up was like out. The Friday Night Lights, I don't even think had come out yet. Or maybe it had just come out and like he was showing us with The Warm Up and The Come Up. And I was like, bro, what is this? This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. And so I forgot about Drake, dude, and I only listened to The Warm Up, and then Friday Night Lights came out. I only listened to the Friday Night Lights. I remember my mom took me on a vacation when I was 18 to like Puerto Rico or something. I remember I listened to The Warm Up nonstop that whole entire trip. So like hearing these songs back reminded me of me being in Puerto Rico, and I was like, damn, that's crazy, right? So anyways, love those songs, love those albums. Those were on my iPod Classic that I had, which was in high school. That iPod Classic is somewhere buried. I don't even know where it's at, but my mom has it somewhere probably. But those songs are like physical songs that you can't really get anywhere else, right? Like those back in the day, like you had to download the album, you had to have the physical thing, like the physical MP3, and like have it. But even that Piffs is gone now, right? So it's like you can't even get those mixtapes pretty much anymore.
Like before Friday Night Lights came on streaming, I didn't have the Warm Up or the Come Up, but I have Friday Night Lights on my phone.
Oh, okay, see.
But like that Piff has disappeared, so they were like in that moment of that Piff. I think that Piff stopped in 2022, 21, somewhere around there. From there, to now,
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights, you couldn't get that anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
Yeah,
and that's what's crazy. So I probably have a hard drive somewhere, and like all my stuff, I probably have a hard drive with all that music, but I just don't know where it's at. So I haven't heard these songs in like 10 years, bro. Right? It's been like years since I've heard these songs, and come to this year, Avery hooks me up with the Inevitable website and the podcast, and with that podcast that he's putting out, he releases comebacks the come up and the warm up and Friday Night Lights on streaming, and that's all I've been listening to.
The way he talks about it, man, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that.
We're gonna talk about Inevitable and stuff too. But so in my mind, I'm like, these are songs that I grew up to. These are some of my favorite songs of all time, right? And now, Forest Hill Drive obviously is a great album. And I like that album, and I love that album. I remember too when J. Cole's first album came out. Me and my boy Dimitri and Will, we went to Target the day. I remember we didn't have school that day or whatever. It was like maybe summer or something, and we went to Target, went in there, bought the physical copy. All three of us got a copy, went back into Dimitri's car, put it in the CD player, and sat in the Target parking lot for an hour and a half or whatever, 90 minutes, and just listened to the whole album from front to back. And I was just like, we were just sitting there, none of us talked, we just listened to the album. We were just like, this is crazy. I remember like, this is how big J. Cole is in our life, right? So these songs are amazing. So fast forward to last night, this concert comes out, and I'm excited because I'm like, okay, cool, Forest Hill Drive is going to be a great album. I love that album. I'm down to listen to it. But when he was like, I'm going to take it back to some songs that some of you might not know, like unless you like a Day One, blah blah blah. And he started playing like I Get Up,
When it was playing in the background, I knew I was like, oh, this fool is about to take it back. Because he's done. Just a little backstory, real quick. His actual 2014 Forest Hills Drive in 2014. He had I don't know where it is. I think it's just on YouTube. But I watched the whole thing of back in 2014, and he's done older stuff. But he was doing like
probably
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, or Can't Get It Up.
Like he was doing that. He didn't do any of the
like
old,
Who Dat though. Like
he didn't do Who Dat. He didn't do any of that. Like in the original 2014 Forest Hills Drive tour, he didn't do any of the older joints. Like, you know what I mean? So because even last night he did the Autograph, or is it the Autograph? It was one where it's one of the
ones
classic
ones. The ones that you're like,
when he was saying like he I think he said like only a few people would know
this one,
and then he played. I was like, oh my god, like this, I know this joint. I forget the name of it, but it's definitely on Friday Night Lights because one of my joints. But yeah, I just think it's crazy that he did it this time. Yeah, and I know he did it this time because it was because he just knows like he's that guy.
It's genius marketing because like, if he would have done these songs without me, it's perfect. He did the podcast thing, and then he released them on streaming. So this whole last month or whatever that this has been on streaming, I've only been listening to the warm up and come up pretty much, and Friday Night Lights. That's all I've like. I don't really listen to music as much anymore as like I used to. Right? I listen to mostly podcasts. Right? So when I do listen to music, I'm only putting on those songs. Even like when Kat's playing her music, I'm like, let me play a song, and I'll play a fucking J. Cole song just in between all of her music, And so it's dope. And then to hear it like live and like those songs, it just, oh man, it hit me so hard, and I was just like, damn, man, this is so sick. I couldn't. I was so happy, man. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, nah, facts, man.
Just fucking people up with the Hulk, listening to I Get Up. I see the
thing with J. Cole, man. I would never forget this, man. I got on J. Cole late, so I got on J. Cole at Who Dat. When Who Dat dropped the music video, that's when I discovered like who J. Cole was. Like, I was Lupe heavy. Yeah. Lupe was my guy, you know what I mean? And then J. Cole pulls up with Who Dat, and I'm like, what is this? I think I have to be like 8th, 9th grade maybe, because I was recording. I remember this because I started to record music, and I was going over. Shout out my homeboy Brian LOS. I was going to his studio to just record. Just whatever, and he was a big Eminem fan. And then I remember hearing Who Dat, and I'm like just the song. I didn't hear the warm up. I didn't hear the come up. Just that song. I was like, this dude's next. I literally was saying that, and they were like, nah, he don't have this, he don't have that, he don't have nothing. Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, this guy is next, bro. Like, this is the guy. Like, I'm literally telling them, like, I promise you can ask Brian. This is no lie. I was like, bro, this guy J. Cole is gonna be next. Yeah. So time passes, and I think I think he was on even before Friday Night Lights. I'm still on Who Dat.
Yeah.
I think he was on Beautiful Bliss with no, I think Friday Night Lights dropped before that. But yeah, Friday Night Lights dropped, whatever. I was on J. Cole heavy, and then I think he was on Beautiful Bliss with Wale. He had the craziest verse where he was like, don't worry, mama, your sunshine. She gonna sit back and watch her sunset.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
I remember that. I remember that bar.
God, that verse, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, niggas is not understanding what he's, you know what I'm saying? He's like, kick back and watch your sunset. Like, I was like, oh, like, that's such a bar. Like, it's
he was dropping crazy bars back then.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So I was like, man, this nigga is that dude. And I already pretty sure was listening to Friday Night Lights. Now, me personally, I didn't jump into the come up or the warm up. I was just strictly on Friday Night Lights. That was just me. Yeah. That was all I was listening to.
I think that's the pop. I think that's what a lot of people kind of got into J. Cole's Friday Night Lights, because everyone always talks about Friday Night Lights like it's the greatest project from him, which I think is up there for sure. But I think the warm up's better than the Friday Night Lights. I don't know. I like the warm up better.
But the crazy thing is, now that the come up and the warm up are out on streaming, I knew songs from there that I didn't know that was a collective project. Like Losing My Balance is one of my favorite songs by Cole.
Okay.
And I only knew it from being a standalone song. So like there was multiple songs like I Get Up. Like
I See the Clouds from
that
my
joint, I
window.
feel like I knew that one before it came out, or I was just selectively like listening to one song. You know what I mean?
Like the whole album.
So yeah, man, I was on Cole. You know what I mean?
I remember being in Puerto Rico. Like I would wake up, I would just play the come up all the way through, the warm up all the way through, Friday Night Lights all the way through, start back over, come up all the way through. That's what I did in Puerto Rico. Like while I was over there, I was just like, this is, So like that was crazy too, because even for me, like I think most people already know this, but like like a song triggers like memories and stuff. Just like a smell can trigger like a memory. Like I remember being here when I listen. So I'll hear a song and I'll be like, I remember this. And I remember. Like me and my mom were about to take like a boat cruise or something in Puerto Rico, and I had even forgot. I even like don't even think about that trip to Puerto Rico. I even forgot that I went to Puerto Rico. Like it's so I was like 18, and so I heard when the warm up came on, I was listening to songs and it brought me back to being like, I remember waiting in line for the boat cruise and listening to this line and being like, Mom, like J. Cole just said this and this, and I was trying to tell my mom about these lines, and she's like, let's get on this boat. Like I don't care, But I remember,
That's the thing that happened to me. I was with my homies from high school. This is when I first got back to Vegas from college, and I don't know, we were just out doing something. I think Take Care dropped, so they were really on Drake heavy, like you know what I'm saying. And but at the same time, Sideline Stories dropped, and I was like, yo, like I get it. No, but I get it. But I was always on J. Cole heavy, so it didn't matter to me that it wasn't his greatest body of work.
I think it's one of the greatest. I love that.
He says it's not his greatest body of work.
I don't agree with that at all.
But at the time, niggas was on Drake. Drake, this, that, and other. They was talking about how he was doing this with the girls. Blah, blah. And me personally, I was like, you niggas not listening. The greatest J. Cole bar I've ever heard in my life to this day. This is probably one of the greatest bars I've ever heard in my life. The sky's the limit. She asking God. You would have thought that God was in it. But it's just the nigga God invented.
Yeah.
The best out. Foolish pride to make you not admit it. Well, if this ain't fire, nigga, why you nodding with it? The hate in your blood can stop your soul from vibing with it.
Yeah.
Do you not understand what that man is saying? He's saying that you hate him, but you are still kind of rocking with.
Can't help but like it. Yeah, you can't deny it.
I think that's still to this day one of the coldest bars I've ever heard.
That is good.
And yeah, man, honestly, I think J. Cole is like top dog to me. My personal opinion. Music suggestion, so people gonna try to be like, Kendrick, Drake, No, nigga, I think Cole is.
But at the same time, it's like I think it's like the same thing where like my stepdad would say, like these guys aren't that good. KRS-One was, it's like you live. It's the time that you're living through, right? The time that I was so into music and I was like, I'm going to be a rapper. I only care about hip hop, which is pretty much from like elementary school all the way to like a little bit after high school, like college, right? Like that time, especially when I'm older, I'm 16, 17. I have my own car. I'm driving around. Like J. Cole was that thing.
Yeah.
The warm up, the come up, not even because the come up is all right. The warm up, Friday Night Lights, right? And then obviously like Sideline Story and then stuff like, right? So those are like embedded in my soul, right? So when I hear these songs, and like especially last night when I was listening to it, I was just like, damn, man, like people, it's just it made me melt, bro. I was just like, this is amazing.
I'll be real, man. That was a great moment in
and
hip-hop.
I'm so glad that he didn't just do Forest Hills Drive, because I thought that's what this concert was gonna be, and so I was like, I'm glad. But when he stopped like halfway through and just hit and like hits that he never performs, I was like, this is crazy, dude. I was losing my fucking mind.
That was I'm gonna be real, bro. That time in hip hop was a beautiful time, bro. Like Drake was coming up and Wayne was still on fire. That was probably like my eighth grade to my senior year is that build up of Cole and Drake and Kendrick. Even
Big
at
Sean.
That time, like Sean,
I think Kendrick was a little bit after.
Wiz he's like 2012. Wiz was like popping.
Yeah,
he had a crazy bunch of mixtapes. And like that was a great, beautiful time. Trey
Songz was rapping on doing remixes to everything.
Oh god, yeah. T-Pain was really popping at that time. Like
Kelly and Trey Songz were doing remixes to everything. That was amazing.
Oh god, we had a really good moment in hip hop in my middle school to high school years, bro. Like that was a dope. beautiful time in rap. But I did want to say about the inevitable series.
Yeah.
Did you finish it?
No, I'm still on episode 2.
Okay, well, I mean. The way he's talking,
I know,
and the way he's saying things like, yeah, man, like we know, but you got kids like us that were on fire, like for like his music, like bro, like I remember my cousins my cousins introduced me to Friday Night Lights. Like I knew Cole and I knew certain songs, but they told me the mixtape was coming out. Like so, he's in New York, stressing about making a hit, like he's stressing about this. Like you can hear it in his music, talking about like J. Cole is talking about how Drake wants. He was like hitting Drake up to give him a hit, like he's doing
in
all
the
that.
Morning. Is they talk about that?
They talk about that, but there's a moment where Jay-Z sees Drake and J. Cole chilling, hanging out, and like he walks up to Drake while J. Cole's there and everybody, all J. Cole's team, all the Drake's teams there, and Jay-Z looks Drake in his face while J. Cole is still trying to get a hit and Jay-Z's turning him down. He looks Drake in his face and be like, man, get a boy one. Like, disrespect. Disrespect. Like, he literally tells Drake, give the boy one.
Well,
he said, give my boy one or something like that, and walks away. And him and Eve were like, damn, everybody was like, damn, did he just do that? That's freaking disrespectful.
That's hilarious.
But like,
I can't wait to get to that part.
Lie, Jay-Z, the way
he honed him though.
Honed him. That's the beautiful thing. But if you listen to the stories, Jay-Z did him dirty.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I said, how I feel about Cole and relatability, I feel like him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in situations, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say, but you know,
no,
and that's like, man, like. You know that.
But it's funny because like I think and J. Cole talks about that, and it was before this Inevitable series. I heard him talk about that where he was saying how he kept like trying to make a hit, and Jay-Z would be like, nah, that's not it, and he'd be like, oh, what about I got this one right here. He's like, nah, that's not it. And one of those songs was Higher, which crazy. Is like that's one of my favorite J. Cole songs of all time. Now
that is a freaking bop. Like I don't understand how he heard that. And
now
he signed him off of it.
Yeah,
that's what they said. He signed him off of it, but that wasn't a hit, which is crazy. But the way Divine's, it worked out. It worked out for him. But that's like, what? Are you kidding me?
Like even like Higher is crazy. So this is like a little side story, but in high school, Higher was one of those songs that we played like all the time. Like that was like our song, right? But I remember that was when we used to burn CDs, right? And so one of my best friends, Ashley Doty, rest in peace. She was like one of our best friends in high school, best friends in college and stuff. And she used to give us rides, me and Fabian, because she would give us rides at school. And I would bring that CD and I put it in her, and I'd bring I think it was on the warm up, right? That Higher. I think Higher's on the warm up. It might be on Friday Night Lights, but I think it's on the warm up.
No, it's on Friday. It might be on warm up because he recycled that song a lot. But it's definitely on. It's on Friday Night Lights.
Okay, so
for sure, I know that for sure.
So that song, right? Like I remember, like back in the day, we didn't know. Like if you're young, you're gonna be like, well, I don't get it, right? But we burn CDs and you don't know what track is which one. Like, you don't know what songs are called or anything because you just have a CD. It just says track 2, track 3, right? So I remember my shout out Ashley, shout out Dodie. She would always be like, play track 7, play track 7. So we didn't even know what the name of the song was. So we didn't, I knew it was higher, but it was always like, oh, track 7, like play track 7. And like to this day, I always think about like, oh, that's track 7, right? And then now
it is
too,
track 7.
On
Friday Night Lights.
And so shout out Dodie, but my friend Dodie, she passed away, and so when I hear that, it brings me back to those memories too of being like, damn, like I remember Dodie being like, oh, track 7, like, you know, and then we would play and we would like dance and we would get hyped and it would just be like that was like the song of the party, you know. And it's just like stuff like that, you know. And that's the things that like J. Cole. That's what's crazy about music, right? It's like to J. Cole, it's like to Jay-Z, that wasn't a hit. To J. Cole, it was like, I got one, but it's not enough, right? And to me, personally, I'm like, that's a memory of one of my best friends who passed away. And when I hear that song, it's like brings me back like, damn, like when we were all hanging out at her apartment and hanging out and chilling and playing track 7, you know, like it wasn't even higher to me. It was track 7. So it's just like things like that just like get me. And I'm just like, damn, bro, it's crazy what music can do, man. And seeing him perform last night was just like one of those things I was just like, damn, man, I'm so glad you told me, because I even almost forgot to watch the concert because Avery, he called me and he's like, hey, the concert starts in like an hour. You need to check this shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it worked out, but it was dumb. It was so dope, bro. It was so dope. It was amazing. So yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, shout out J. Cole, shout out Jay-Z. I know you guys are both watching this, you know, and one day we're gonna be hanging out with you guys at the Rock Nation brunch and shit. But for now, you know, we're just kicking it, talking about your music and stuff. So
no facts.
But yeah, that was amazing.
Come in, about to take you higher.
We about to set this bitch on fire. Yeah.
For a little dance, spark up the lighter.
You might not be the one, but you the one that I desire. So yeah, that was awesome. That was a great night.
J. Cole is the GOAT.
Yeah, J. Cole.
J. Cole is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
The GOAT.
It's not debatable in my book. Whatever. Let people argue. I know the truth. But
the hate in your blood can't stop your soul from vibing with it.
Jesus,
bro.
Yeah, it is what it is. I think too.
It's the craziest bar ever.
I think too, like back in the day, like during that Puerto Rico trip, I remember. I think what I was listening to was either Premeditative Murder or it was If This Too Deep for the Intro, I'll Find Another Use. But just in case it's perfect, let me introduce. It's Cole. Like that like even gave me the chills right now. Just like that intro was just like. Anyways, the best intro to an album ever, but whatever. We'll move on.
Yeah. Back to the topic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Back to the topic. Actually forgot it. Holds money on the.
I'm reminded. The way I put the words together, cleverly align them. These other raps. It'll never be a problem when I'm ghost. All right, come on, let's go.
Like, bro, like, it's. I mean, God, like, honestly, I'm gonna be real.
Crazy,
I'm gonna be real with everybody right now. I honestly, 100%. No, you almost said 100%. 98.9% believe that The Fall Off is going to be the last album and J. Cole is going to ghost everybody. I honestly believe that in my hearts of hearts. Yeah. He might pop out for a JID feature or a Boz feature or, you know, do his whole president thing for Dreamville, but I think the Fall Off is going to be the last, and I don't care how much it costs. I'm going to a J. Cole concert in Los Angeles.
I'll be there with you.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean,
I'll be there with
these Kendrick tickets were ridiculous, and I don't think I'm gonna go because I think the top of the top is like $900. But if J. Cole comes here for the Fall Off tour and it's $900, I'm gonna figure out a way.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'm gonna figure out a way.
We're both gonna be Ubering like crazy.
Yeah, bro, because I really feel like this is his last hoorah. He put all of the mixtapes on socials. He's doing Inevitable. He already from the ending of this Inevitable series.
And it's perfect too that like it's called The Fall Off, and he's almost like in people's eyes has fallen off, right?
Oh yeah,
right?
It's perfect,
it's like let me present to you everything I've done, and like you guys say that I fell off because of the Jake. It might have just played out perfectly. You guys might thinking that J. Cole like. He bowed out and but maybe this was all part of his plan, bro. Yeah. Maybe this is all part of it. This is the ultimate promotion for the fall off. Yeah. It's to fall off. Let me fall off in your eyes, in your perceived eyes. I fell off, so that way I can come up with the fall off and be like, this is like it's my retirement fight. It's my last. That's
what I think, man. I think this joint is gonna solidify like that he's that guy. Because I've heard Daylight for sure say great things about it. I think Absol have said something about the Fall Off, and both are
Absol better be on there.
Amazing MCs. And if they both are saying how great this is, and I'm pretty sure they only heard like maybe a few songs.
Yeah.
I already know, dude. So
it's gonna be
I
great.
just want to tell everybody, man, I'm 98.9% sure that this might be the last hoorah for my guy Cole, and I am here for it all.
That's fine. Let him live his life. Let him. He's done all he needs to do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can live with Friday Night Lights. I can live with even Born Center. A lot of people don't like Born Center. I'm a Born Center fan.
Born Center has me and my bitch took a little trip down to the garden. That's one of my favorite songs of all time.
On there. Rich Niggas is one of my favorite songs. Oh my, Cole is that nigga, man.
It really is.
All right. Let me stop. People say I posted this yesterday. People say I'll be glazing Cole, but I'm gonna be real, dog. Just like LeBron studied Michael Jordan and all that. Like that's how I feel with Cole. Like I'm literally a student of him. Like I watch him like he's a professor, bro. Yeah. Like him, Lupe, like even Kendrick too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but mostly Cole. Like I watch him like he's a professor, and I'm like just learning how to
dope, even seeing his evolution and everything from like the short hair to the dreads, and like it's just it's cool, man. It's so dope.
So yeah, man.
Anyways,
shout out Cole, man.
Shout out Cole. Amazing. I'm so glad that we got to witness that. But yeah, so that was cool. Let's talk about this too, because we went to go see this for you guys. All right, I know Avery's gonna say he suffered through it, but
I didn't suffer through it. It wasn't. Okay, go ahead. Say what you gonna say first.
But basically, guys, we went to go see Kraven. Yeah. We went to go see Kraven the Hunter on Thursday or Friday, when it came out, and I didn't love it. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I didn't love it, but I also didn't not like it. Yeah, I liked it.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
it wasn't terrible.
People are like eviscerating this movie, like just saying it's like the worst movie, the worst Marvel thing, worst Sony thing.
And I feel like I get why. It's because we're tired of Sony villains, like Spider-Man villains. Like, bro, like why are you? That's probably one of the biggest things for me is why are we still doing a villain
verse
story
without Spider-Man?
You know what I'm saying? And if we've been real, because we've talked about it on this podcast before, if you're gonna do a villain story, do it like freaking Penguin. That's the only way. It's the only way. If you do a villain story without the guy, that's the only way it works. Anywhere else, it's not.
It's never been done well.
It's not done well. Like even Venom. Venom's dope, but you're without the guy. Like it's not. You know what I mean? Even Penguin. Even if you want to say like, oh, maybe it was bad, it's after the thing Batman, of the Batman. Like Kraven had nothing to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
literally. And it's not. I'm not.
And they try to give you little things like about Spider-Man without giving you Spider-Man.
Like the spiders.
Yeah, like the spiders falling. Like like his worst fear is spiders. Like like what? He's not afraid of tigers and lions and bears and like whatever. But he's afraid of spiders.
That was stupid. Yeah, that's stupid.
That's stupid.
But like, I'm not saying.
Or the Daily Bugle thing. Like he's looking at the newspaper and it just happens. Like, oh, it's the Daily Bugle, and people are like, oh. That the Daily Bugle is the newspaper from Spider-Man, but like, that's so dumb, dude. That's like baby Easter eggs. You know what I mean? Like that's not anything. That's not nothing to get excited about. You know?
I'm not saying that it was bad because Spider-Man wasn't in it. I'm just saying like when you try to like do something. Oh, Siri. My bad. I don't know. It was a cool thing. Like I feel like it was enjoyable to watch. It just wasn't that for me.
Now here's what I think people are upset about the movie. Okay, I think one, obviously it's bad because it's just like some of the acting's bad, some of the writing is really bad. There's some like really corny scenes. There's some really corny writing. The one person, the guy from Screen Crush, he was saying that he was really upset at the Calypso chick. And he said one thing they were pointing out that was really funny was that they kept saying her name Calypso. Yeah. Like he would be talking like, Calypso, what are you doing? Calypso, why? Like, which is like bad writing. Like they're really trying to be like, hey, her name is Calypso, just in case you didn't know. Like it's like we got it the first time they said it. Like that's an easy name to remember.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't realize it either. But like until like, her name a lot. Yeah, they said her name a lot. But her acting. Like the role that they put her in was bad. Right. That's what he was mad about. He was like, "This is a great actress. She's an amazing actress." And like, you would have thought she was one of the worst actresses ever.
She was in what's the name? She was in Hamilton.
Oh.
Yeah, she was a dancer though.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
She was a dancer in Hamilton.
I was about to say she's not the main chick.
Yeah, no. Like, I remember she was in another movie that I like. I think Argyle. I think it was.
I think that's what we're talking about. They were saying like she's such a good actress in that movie, like a good actor, like whatever.
But I remember seeing her and I was like, yo, she looks so familiar. And then I was watching Hamilton one day. I was like, oh, she's a dancer.
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously an actress too because she's acting out the dancing. But yeah, she's a dancer that turned into a like heavy hitter actress.
Yeah.
But yes, this movie. They did her dirty.
They did her really dirty. Like they did her dirty in this movie.
Oh yeah, I learned this at camp.
Yeah, it's just like so stupid. Yeah,
and she kills the most
like,
powerful villain
that we saw.
Like,
there, like,
what are you talking about, bro?
I don't know.
Like,
it's so dumb. But
like, we didn't see you fight. You were a lawyer, and then now you killed the main villain that was whooping on Kraven.
Yeah.
Which Kraven is like tough as hell, and like you didn't see him coming when you did the 1, 2, 3. Like, nigga. So I don't know. It was okay, guys. Like, I would say this is a good movie to watch in your home. Don't go.
Don't spend money to go watch this movie for sure. But I think here's the thing too, that I think people were mad about it who are fans of Spider-Man and like the comics and stuff. And here's the thing. This is where I saw. People. So I had some casuals because I told people at work that I'm gonna go see Kraven, right? And they asked me about it. They're like, "Oh, did you like it?" And I was like, "I liked it, but like I didn't love it, but I liked it. I had fun watching it." But here's the thing. I think you'll probably like it because you don't know. I think this is what they were mad about it, right? People are mad about the movie because like Ryan Airy from Screen Crush, his big thing was like they character assassinated Kraven. Like it's so bad. Like,
oh, did they? Oh, because he's supposed to be the guy from Spider-Man 2, the video game.
Yeah. Like think about that. Yeah, he's like an older man who's like a crazy fucking killer. Yeah. He doesn't have powers, which is like the powers thing. Kraven? No, he doesn't have power. He's just a crazy ass hunter. Like he's just buffing, just like a crazy ass hunter, just super skilled. Like all right, so it's like people who know Kraven were really upset about the movie. But here's the thing. Who gives a fuck about Kraven, dude? Yeah. Yes, he's a good villain, but like even like he's not and some guy pointed this out. So I watched a Screen Crush talking about it. It was like him, the guy Ryan Airy from Screen Crush, the main guy who's always like trapped in the TV who talks a lot, and then another guy. And the other guy was like, let's be real, Kraven's not even a top 10 villain. So you guys are getting mad about this villain. It's like he's not. I can name 10 other Spider-Man villains that are better and more interesting than him. So like,
spoiler alert in the video game. Spoiler alert for Spider-Man 2. Sorry guys.
The video game, yeah.
In the video game,
he's a dope villain in there.
Yeah, but they what's the name? Murders him real quick.
Yeah.
Venom murders him real quick.
Yeah.
So it's like. I don't know Spider-Man villains like that, but like if he's easily dying from another villain, then you're not that guy. You're not that guy, Pop. You're not that guy.
So that's the thing is I think like for some people who like know Kraven, they're gonna watch this movie and they'll be like, this movie sucks. It's terrible. I can't believe they did this to Kraven. But most people don't know who Kraven is, don't care about Kraven.
Yeah.
So I think if you don't know who Kraven is and you don't care about him, then you're gonna be like, it wasn't that bad. I don't see why people are so mad. And I think that's where I kind of was. Because, like, yes, I know Kraven from, like, I know some of the stuff from the comics. I've seen him in the video games. But he's not, like, I've never, like, thought, I don't think Spider-Man, I think, oh, Kraven. I think of, like, others. I think of Rhino. I think of Scorpion. I think of the Shocker. I think of Venom, obviously. I think of all the Green Goblin. Like, there's Dr. Octopus. There's, like, 7, 8 people that I think about before I even think about Kraven, right? Yeah. So, for me, I was just like, I think it's cool, like whatever. Like he has powers. Like they might have changed it from the comic books and stuff, but like I think I had fun. Like I
think the craziest thing for this whole thing, and I'm glad you told me at the movies is they're done with this. Yeah. Is like they were pandering to us.
Yeah.
And like you pander to us and not give us the thing that we want is stupid. Like you know what I mean? Said for everyone, for every single one. For Madam Web, for this movie, for all of the Venoms, like you know what I'm saying, like you're pandering to, and I would say us because you're a comic book guy. I'm more of a movie guy. So I'm definitely a movie guy. Which you're pandering to me, which I want to see Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I'm not a comic book guy, so I'm like. I know him, but I don't really care. I really want to see, like, so you're pandering to people who know about Spider-Man, and you're giving them the villain. You know what I mean? And I just think that's weird.
Like,
I think that whole Sony slate is just odd, and like whoever is that should get sued.
Yeah,
or
and even like
sued.
Yeah, and
Fired,
if you think about, well, honestly, we should sue him for that, for making us watch it.
Yeah, give us all the money back, bro.
Honestly, all the money that we spent for all these Sony movies to go see, I want all that money back for real. Like, there's a South Park episode where people where they go see, where it's like Passion of the Christ, and everyone's like raving about Passion of the Christ, and like it's like, you know, it's the greatest movie, like, because at that time people were saying like it's Passion of the Christ is the best movie ever.
Yeah.
And in the episode, Kenny and Stan, they go watch Passion of the Christ, and they're like, this movie sucked. Like, this, like, why are people so bad? And so they want to get a refund, and like they're like, we can't give you, like, how dare you ask for a refund? Like, this is Jesus. Like, you can't talk about Jesus like that. And they're like, well, we want our money back. And they're like, well, then you have to talk to Mel Gibson because he created it. So they go to Mel Gibson's house to get like a refund, and he's crazy, and like all they want is like their $7 back. Like it's like this whole episode. It's so funny, but like that's how I feel. I want to go to the executives and be like, I want my money back for these movies.
Yeah.
But like that, even that, like, right, I was saying like the best movies in the Sony thing are Venom, and even the Venom movies aren't that good, right? So it's like,
I enjoyed the Venom movies though.
But like I enjoy Kraven, like, but at the same time, but it's not good. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
I get you. I
think one of the things that they were saying too that like that made sense to me was like this movie feels like an early superhero movie where like it's like your origin
like
story, like a 2000, like early 2000s, like a comic book movie, right?
That's not 2009. Like we say like 2002.
Yeah. Like first Spider-Man, like you're like, okay, like we've seen this, like, right, by the time we get to the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, we're like, okay, we've already seen his origin like 6 times. I don't need to see the Spider-Man origin again, right? Yeah. Which is why the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are so good. It's because it's like, we don't need to do all that shit that we've already done.
Yeah.
But it's like this Kraven movie, it's like they forgot about all that. And they're just like, they're following the same formula that's already been played out 10 years ago. That formula was played out, and you guys are doing that in 2024.
Dude, I was gonna say, I was saving it for the podcast. I'm glad you reminded me right now. But the backstory was ridiculously long. Ridiculously long.
They said that they're like,
I was like, yo,
it was a flashback that was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that is. I feel like that's just bad.
Half the movie was the kid, like him as a kid.
I'm like, yeah, that's just bad. Like, I mean, I get it, but like, yeah, that was just nah. I was really, I was like, damn, it's still the backstory.
Yeah, and it's like that part was dumb too. I think that was funny too. Like the whole part with Calypso and her grandma doing the tarot card thing, like that was dumb. That was dumb. And then she's like, I have this potion, like you're gonna need it. And it just happens that 10 minutes later she needed the potion to save him, and it's just that whole thing was dumb. I think his powers are cool, but even like the way he uses them is kind of weird. And then I don't know. It's just even the opening scene is cool. Though.
Even the part with the lion.
Yeah, the
lion. You're telling me a lion just picks up a person, doesn't eat it, and spills its blood into it and walks away? Yeah. Like, what are we doing here? Like, there's no explanation for that.
Like it's very coincidental. Like
goes and sees.
She happens to see him, find him, pour the
backstory into like how the lion just didn't destroy her.
Yeah.
Like who was she?
No, the lion was good. You know,
God, man.
It's so your basic like. This is what they said, and I think this was great. It feels like someone trying to make a superhero movie who doesn't know anything about superhero movies, or like they're like, oh, this is what a superhero movie is supposed to be, and this is why people hate superhero movies, because they follow this formula, and that's exactly what they did, and it was just so dumb, and like so that part was dumb. People were really mad about. So here's the thing about me. I have seen Rhino and Chameleon in comic books for years and years and years, decades, right? I'm only 32, but decades, 2 decades, right? So I've been seeing these characters. For me, if you pay attention, all my favorite superheroes and all my favorite characters are like the big monstery superheroes, right? I love the Hulk. The Hulk's my favorite character. Red Hulk, right? Rhino, Abomination, Venom. Like I like all the characters that are like in a Bane, right? Which they fucked up Bane in my opinion too, and people love that Bane.
Yeah, Dark Knight 2 is cold.
But like that's what I'm saying. I want Bane to be 8 feet tall, like 500-pound monster. You know,
I get you.
That's where I like. So I like that. I like those kind of characters. I like the big tanky, like obscene. Just like if I saw this character in real life, it would be a monster, and you're like, this is unreal. That's why those are my favorite characters. So Rhino has always been up there for me, like as one of my favorite characters. So for me, although people are like really mad about the CGI, I liked the Rhino, even though it's so dumb that he had like a little hole and that's how he killed him. Like he just happened to have a little hole where he was like vulnerable. Like that was so stupid. But I liked it. People were really mad about the CGI about Rhino, but I liked seeing Rhino in action. I thought it was really cool. I mean, I obviously wasn't the best version of Rhino, but I thought it was cool. Now, I don't know. I liked it.
I gotta say, yo, Sony is so stupid. Because they wasted the brother at the end.
Oh,
like
that
was the sickest part of the movie.
Also, it's
like, damn, bro, I really like the what's it called, Chameleon.
And
like,
that's another
the way that they did that, and then obviously he changed.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, all right, this probably would like if you would have kept this going for probably an hour, we probably would have been like, all right.
That's also another big thing too. Is like Speaking of the Rhino thing, I really like the Rhino, but I also really like Chameleon. Like that Chameleon's always been like one of those characters that I'm like, damn, people don't really talk about the Chameleon, but I like him as a character, and like it's a cool power, and I like how he looks. And so for me, like I kept thinking like, oh, kept like alluding to him being the Chameleon, and I'm like, but they're not like showing him being the Chameleon. So I'm like, is he gonna be the Chameleon? Because I'm pretty sure that his brother is the Chameleon, and I'm pretty sure like that's a big part of Kraven's story, but I'm not sure because I'm not seeing it in the movie. And then at the very end, he becomes Chameleon, and I'm like,
no, wait, stop! Before we get there, that dumb part where they're like, oh, you thought it was just me doing it, and then he stops, and then the brother has the gun, and it's like, the audience thinks it's the brother.
Oh,
but the brother doesn't shoot. It's like, that's not you. But it ends up being the dad. It's like, that could have been a perfect.
Yeah, that would have been a perfect twist right there. Yeah, they made us like they led us to believe that like the brother was gonna be like the thing, and me and Avery were like, oh, that's actually a good twist. But then that wasn't a twist. That wasn't. They were just like, oh no, that's. I'm like, that would have made the movie good. That little twist right there of the brother being evil, which would have set up the Chameleon perfectly.
Yeah, that would have been perfect.
But no, you didn't do that.
They made it the dad.
They made it the dad. And it's like that could have fixed the movie.
And then changed this brother after the dad dies.
And then his brother's now evil again.
Bro,
it's like
what are we doing?
You could have just made him evil right there. Like it was so bad, dude. It was so bad. But also at the end when he did turn into Chameleon, even though it was really whack, but even though at the end me seeing Chameleon in live action, I was like, I told Avery during the movie, I was like, all right, it was all worth it for that moment right there. I wanted to see Chameleon live action, and I thought that was really cool, even though everyone hates how he looks. I still thought it was cool to see him. You know,
we're in 2024, and they could have done better.
Yeah,
but that was cool to see. Obviously, they could have definitely made that little
and people were
what's his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson's head fit better on that.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. That was a big thing that they're talking about.
They could have made his head
people
fit
said
better.
It was like when in Deadpool when he goes to see Wolverine and he jumps out of his stool and he's like the mini Wolverine. They said that it was like mini.
That's a fact. That's what he looked like.
It looked like his body was small and his head was big. It didn't even look like it fit. It was like, and even knowing what it was, like I knew it was Chameleon. I knew what he was doing, and it still took me a second to register. Like, wait, what just happened? Did he just turn into? Oh, he's turning into. I didn't even get it at first. Like my eyes couldn't compute what was happening because it was so bad. But but I don't know. It was a fun movie, dude. The best part of the movie, though. And I'll take this to my grave. The movie was worth it for me just for the part where they're like they go to the Rhino and he's like they're like Kraven's still alive and he's like.
Like, bro,
I tried to find the scene so I could put it. I was trying to look it up so I could show Kat. And I could not find it, but oh my god, that's the best part of the movie.
It was literally so unnecessary that he did that. He's a rhino, so why would he make that noise if you're trying to do? There was no.
It just was so random. Yeah. It was like, and here's the part that was funny is like that whole scene was serious, and then he's like. And he makes this weird ass noise, and then he talks normal, and they don't even address it, right? So like everyone in the theater started cracking up, and then we're like, wait. I thought there was like I thought he was gonna do something with that, but no, he just made the most random, weirdest noise in the world, and then the movie just continued on. And everyone, like I'm telling you, when people were laughing in the theater, like people were cracking up laughing at that part. And I remember Avery, it was so funny because Avery kept being like, "Dude, what is this movie?" Avery was so frustrated during the movie, and he was like, "Bro, what are we doing? Like, what is this movie? Like, what are we doing?" Oh my god, I was cracking up. So I think that's maybe another reason why I had so much fun watching this, because I was like, cracking up because Avery was making me laugh the whole time, because he was just like, "What are we doing here? What is this movie?"
That joke was funny though. I give him
that part.
And
that
it wasn't
part
even
was
trying to be funny. I know they thought that was cool, or I don't know who told him to do that, but bro, that was terrible.
Oh my god, that was one of the funniest scenes. That was one of the funniest scenes. I would tell you guys to go watch the movie just for that one scene, just for that part.
I'm not gonna lie, just for that part.
And the fact that it comes out of nowhere, you're not even gonna know where it's at. You're just gonna be like, oh shit, it just catches you so off guard. It's one of those things where
you would like, if you weren't looking at the screen, or you were like making out with your girl in the theater, and you did that, you'd be like, what?
You would stop.
Why do that?
Yeah, what just happened?
Because it's not a part. Like, it's not a part of the movie. Like if you in reality, if you looking at like, just shout out to my impaired people, my blind people. If my blind people were sitting there watching the movie, they'd be like, "Wait,
was that part of the movie, or was that
somebody scream?"
Yeah,
like legit, bro.
It did not fit the movie at all. Like, it was so crazy,
bro. But yeah, man, we watched it for y'all. We watched it for y'all. We endured that for y'all.
I'm telling you guys, we have a Cashapp.
We do.
We do have a Cashapp link. Money sign above the multiverse. So you guys can send us money to repay us for going to watch these movies, because we're not making any money off this podcast, but we're spending money to go watch these movies.
And I'll even say,
I want my money back.
I'll even say this because we got the Cashapp, because I already know I don't watch horror movies, but you put an extra $50 in there, Avery will go watch a horror movie with my boy Dre.
We'll go watch Nosferatu. Well, I don't know. That's the Dracula movie.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there's another scarier movie that's coming out that I was like actually kind of interested in seeing. But yeah, so I don't know, guys. Kraven, fucking 5 out of 10. I don't know.
But this week, shout out to Disney. Mufasa comes out. And I know you got good reviews.
I'm not gonna watch it, but I got good reviews.
I'm gonna definitely watch it Thursday. So I'm excited to go watch that, because you know me, I'm a Disney guy, so I'm definitely gonna watch it. I don't know if it's gonna be the best movie. They're definitely messing up the story because.
Well, technically they can make up their own story, because like who knows?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys. I'm not gonna lie. So spoilers ahead. I'm definitely gonna let you go, because Dre's not gonna watch it, and I don't know if you're gonna watch it. And I know they said in the trailers is like it looks like it's Scar's family and Mufasa's adopted. So it sounds like Mufasa low-key took him away from the crown, like which is an interesting story, but
I don't think that's what happened. Like that, from what I remember, that's not.
No, that's not. This is a new story.
I know, but like that's what I don't get it.
In the real story, Mufasa's king.
Yeah,
Mufasa's king, and
but
Scar
his dad was
No, Mufasa is the king.
And his Scar's like his
Scar's
uncle,
his brother,
or is it his brother?
No, yeah.
It's his brother.
Simba is the youngest. So the breakdown of Lion King. Mufasa is the king of the jungle.
Yes.
So he has Simba as a kid. Scar, in the Lion King movie, they make Scar like the bitter brother
that didn't get the crown.
Yeah. Like they make him that, and it seems like he's like adopted. Like it's like he doesn't fit.
Yeah.
He doesn't fit.
And he's not. He's like a dark brown. And like all the other lines are like.
So he doesn't fit. Whatever. So I mean, you guys should know this. Spoilers ahead. I'm sorry if you've never seen Lion King. So Scar eventually tricks Simba into like going into some type of pit, whatever, and the herd is coming, and Scar ends up killing Mufasa, and he blames Simba for it, and Simba like goes. Leaves. That's what he missed.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, and Scar takes over, and then Simba does whatever, and then comes back, kill him, whatever. Yeah. So they're making this trailer seem like Mufasa is the orphan.
Yeah.
Scar was a part of this family this whole time, and he was the rightful heir to the throne. And for some reason, Mufasa became. So I'm curious to see what this dude. I will
say this.
It's definitely not going to be worth $13, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, so here's the thing. Normally, these movies get kind of bad reviews, and IGN especially too. Like they're pretty strict or harsh when it comes to reviews. I've seen, and they give it an 8 out of 10. So I was like, I literally today I saw it popped up on my Instagram. It said 8 out of 10, and I was gonna read the synopsis or like the review, but I was like, whatever. But I saw that it got 8 out of 10, so I'm like, okay. Well, at least it's better than I think most of the live action Disney movies.
All right, we'll check it out. Because I heard that not heard, but I see that dude from that's gonna be Green Lanterns in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's dope. I see.
Okay.
He was in a movie. It wasn't the best movie, but he killed it.
Oh, okay. I'm excited for that.
I forget the movie it's called, but he's dope. He's a dope actor.
Which is a
he's
great,
coming up. Shout
great transition. Great transition. Because guess what, guys? Right now, we're recording this podcast.
I haven't seen it. You said it was coming out on the 16th.
It's not. It hasn't come out yet. It comes out on Thursday. So, the official trailer for Superman, James Gunn's Superman, comes out on Thursday, which we're recording this podcast on Tuesday. Today's Tuesday?
Yeah,
we're recording this podcast on Tuesday. By the time I'm done editing this podcast, it'll probably come out either tomorrow night or Thursday morning. So, when you're watching this podcast, the Superman trailer should be out, okay? So watch that. I don't know what it's going to be like. James Gunn's answering questions about it. He's so excited about this movie. People are really hyped about this. Apparently, he showed it to like some press already, and they're excited about it. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. But, oh, man, I'm super hyped for this trailer. And I think the Superman is going to launch everything. And apparently, Mr. Fantastic, I forgot his name, Mr. Terrific or something like that. Anyways, he's cool.
Terrific.
He's a cool character. He has like a T on him.
It's a crazy name.
It's a black dude. He's cool though. But like Justice League, I think like Green Lantern, all these different things are gonna come up in it. So we'll see what's going on with it, but it looks like it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So that's coming up soon.
I'm with it.
Skeleton Crew. I think Skeleton Crew comes out today. So
today?
So
which is dope, man.
Skeleton Crew. Let me just say this too. This is how good Skeleton Crew is. I'll tell you this, because people love to hate on Star Wars stuff, but Skeleton Crew is so good that I watched the first 2 episodes. The 3rd episode, I got my girlfriend. I'm like, just be in the room with me while I watch it. Like, you don't have to watch it with me. Just be in the room with me. She got into the episode 3. Yeah. She loved it. Like, she liked it a lot. And she was like, that was really good. Now she wants to watch the next episode. And crazy enough, I heard her on the phone with her friend, and she was like, "Oh, have you seen Skeleton Crew? Like, you should watch that. Like, it's really good." So she watched the 3rd episode. She only watched 1 episode. That's how good the show is.
Yeah.
She watched the 3rd episode and was like, "That was really good," and telling people about it to watch it. And she doesn't even like shows like this. So like the fact that she likes it, and she's telling people about it, it's really good.
No. Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
And that last episode was dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Man, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Skeleton Crew has got me in a Star Wars. What is it called? Frenzy.
Yeah.
Got me in a Star Wars frenzy because I think we talked about it on the last podcast, but I watched the first 3 where Anakin turns into Darth Vader. Sorry, spoilers, whatever. But I saw the first 3, and after watching the Skeleton Crew, I'm like, dang, I low-key want to get back into it. So what did I do? I went and did a YouTube of the actual
4, 5, 6.
Yeah. So now
you're gonna start.
I'm gonna start watching. Yeah, and then I'm gonna watch. I think you get
Mandalorian.
Some others.
Watch Mandalorian first.
So Skeleton Crew though, that's how good that is. I'm not gonna lie. Like now I'm really into Star Wars craze because of this show, and it's like it's very like I'm not saying simple, but it's dope. It's like it's fresh.
It's creative. It's new.
So
it's
I'm like, dang, like maybe
it's
the
fun.
Maybe the whole like saga's like this, and now I'm really into it, which is crazy because I've never watched a full 70s one, but I'm watching the breakdown of it, and I'm like, wow, I know all this.
Yeah,
like, you just know because of
pop culture.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like you don't even like. There's some movies that like I've never seen. I've never seen The Shining, right?
Yeah, but I know
The Shining. I've seen The Shining, but I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that. It's like Star Wars is that thing. It's like you know Star Wars even though you've never seen it, right? So, but I think 7, 8, 9. I think you'll like it because they're more like updated. They're newer, right? They're fun. They're cool. They're not the best, but once you get to the TV shows, that's where like things get real. I think those are my favorite, in my opinion, right? But like Mandalorian, I love Mandalorian. Ahsoka, I loved Ahsoka. Obi-Wan, that series is fucking amazing, dude. I don't want to ruin it, but there's a scene where freaking Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight. And that might be one of my favorite Star Wars things that they've ever done is that fight scene between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan is so sick. And then you can get into like the Acolyte, right, which is a really good series. Boba Fett was all right, but like Ahsoka, Mandalorian, freaking it's good, dude. And now with Skeleton Crew and obviously the Acolyte is like
I'm gonna get
Acolyte's
into it.
amazing.
It's definitely a lot of stuff, so I gotta take pace with it. But man, shout out to Star Wars, man.
Yeah, everyone talks about like Rogue One is really good. There's a lot of good stuff. So once you get and then here's what this will really get you into it, right? If you think you're into it, you're watching the movies and all this stuff. Play The Last Jedi or Jedi Survivor on freaking PS5.
Oh, I think I played that one.
That game where you get to customize your lightsaber that game is so fucking fun.
I didn't finish it though.
It's so good, dude. The storyline in that game is so dope, and like the last battles are so hard. Dude, I've never been more frustrated in my life than fighting Darth Vader. It literally took me almost 100 times to kill him.
Harder than what you call it?
What?
Kraven? Kraven was hard.
Oh yeah, Kraven was hard, but Kraven I beat and it took me maybe 3 or 4 times to beat it. Darth Vader, I literally it almost took me 70 to 80 times to replay it to beat him. Like I could not, and I lowered the difficulty level because I was so frustrated, and I still couldn't beat him. I was so mad, dude. I was oh my god. I remember I turned off my PlayStation. Like this, I don't get like he did like that when it comes to games. I'm just like whatever. But this game, I remember I remember I threw my controller and I shut off my PlayStation, threw my controller. I'm like, I'm done fucking playing this game. It's so annoying. Yeah. But it once I beat him though, it was one of the most satisfying moments of my life.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably get back into it because I did enjoy the Star Wars game I was playing The Last Jedi. It was with that what's his name?
The redheaded dude from Breaking Bad. Yeah.
So shout
or not Breaking Bad, but
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Star Wars is dope. So Skeleton Crew, I'm ready to watch that. I'm excited to watch that. Creature Commando, obviously, is like that last episode with. I don't know if we talked about it. Did we talk about it? We didn't talk about it. The last episode with G.I. Robot, dude, I fucking love G.I. Robot. So sad. It made me so sad. And oh my god, spoilers. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it came out last week. There's already gonna be a new episode coming out soon. So, but the last episode with G.I. Robot, dude, his little origin story and everything was so cool.
Dope.
It's so sick.
I was, bro. This is the thing, man. I love when you like. I said this before. I don't know what other movie or show we were watching, but when you go to the backstory and you hit us with a great backstory, it's like, bro. And that's
it was Creature Commando. You were talking about the bride.
Was I? Okay.
You were talking about the bride.
Yeah. So now they went back to GI story, and I'm like, oh, okay, we there. And it was like the Nazis, and then the setup is so perfect.
Yeah.
With the Nazis and the white supremacy thing, man.
So and here's the thing too.
James Gunn, bro, you are that nigga.
And
you are that nigga, bro.
And he's so good. He's so good that he even put himself in the if you guys watch Creature Commandos, the opening title, it shows the bride of Frankenstein and G.I. Robot. It shows all the characters, and then it shows him as one of the characters, him writing. It's writing director, and it has him animated in it. And I'm like, he deserves that. He anyone else to do that and put themselves in the opening credit is that's I would be you cocky motherfucker. But James Gunn, all the praises for this because you're such a good fucking writer.
That writing to build up that story to where it's he doesn't have any more Nazis to kill. He's all right, or he's basically being like a toy or a
collectibles item.
And then you get somebody that picks him out, and
it's this love and this guy, he's just chilling with his cats and he's hanging out.
He seems very nice.
He seems like a nice guy, which is I'm sure a lot of people seem that way. I'll tell you right now.
Which is great writing.
Great writing. But even just there's one part that I want to talk about on that, but I think one thing that I kept thinking about too was it's funny because the whole storyline of Creature Commandos is this, right? We talked about it in the last episode or whatever of the podcast, but how she's putting together a team Suicide Squad of non-humans, right? But she's getting them from high security jail, right? But I guess in the back of my mind, I didn't really think about it, but I was like, dude, how did G.I. Robot even get in jail? He's in jail. He seems so cool and so nice, and he's like a war hero. He killed Nazis.
Oh, that's because
I know, but before this episode, I was like, why? Why is he in jail? It doesn't make sense to me.
He was a soldier. He was a soldier. I have to go to jail. I go to jail.
But that's what's funny is I'm like, it's a robot. Why are you putting him in jail? It doesn't even make sense, right?
You shut him down.
You just shut him down, put him in a box somewhere. But I'm like, why is he in jail? And they're letting him live and all this stuff. But when you see the episode, you see it all play out, and it's so funny that he's so Like his only objective is to kill Nazis, and even though he's being taken care of by this guy, and he like this guy's like doing everything. Oh, I fixed you. Oh, you know, put a jacket on because I don't want you to like rust. You know, like showing so much care for a GI robot. And then he takes him into the room where like he takes him to this meeting, and he's walking around, and I love that GI robot's like. Looking around the room like, oh no,
we gotta zoom on your face.
I want to see that part again because that part is stuck with me. I loved it when he's like, when like GI Robot's in the room and like he starts seeing things that are like, oh wait. And he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. He said, oh boy.
He's like, oh boy. So he said something though, but he's like, oh shit. Like, these are all Nazis, you know? And that was one of the best parts of the episode. I was dying. Like, I was like, oh yeah. And then as soon as I put it, because I put it together, as soon as he went into when he said like, I put it together a little bit earlier than when they actually got to the scene. Yeah, when he said like, I want to and show you like some people that I want you to meet. I was like, oh, this guy's a white supremacist. Like it's obvious. Yeah. But then for him to like be in the room and like they pull down the flag and it's a Nazi flag and he's like, oh boy, and then it's just like the first person he kills is his caretaker, which is like the craziest shit. He's like, Nazi, and he's smiling like having the time of his life. Like it's so funny. Like, oh my god, dude. He's like, he's so happy to just be killing Nazis. It's amazing. It reminds me of Inglourious Bastards, and it's so good.
Man.
But yeah, and then at the very like the last scene in that episode when he's like, are these Nazis? And like when Rick Flag's like yes, GI, these are Nazis, and he's like. And he just fucking goes on a rampage and goes crazy, and then obviously what's her name kills him at the end. But which was super sad. I honestly, it broke my heart a little bit when he died because he might be one of my favorite characters ever made.
You are the guy. We got to keep quoting Dre when we watch these movies. When the main character dies, that's a great show.
It's a great show. And
when one of the main characters dies,
I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler though. In the comic books, GI Robot is rebuilt multiple times.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that before.
Yeah, because I was like, "There's no way he could die."
I was like, "They got it. They. I feel like they can."
But I didn't know. So I'm not like heavy into the DC comics like I am to Marvel comics, right? So for DC, like I didn't really know. I don't really know GI Robot or anything. This Creature Commando is my first introduction to GI Robot, and I am in love with GI Robot. I think it's one of my favorite characters ever made because I just love how his only objective is to kill Nazis, and that's all he thinks about. And that's all he cares about. I think it's hilarious. But when he died, I was like. I really was hurt. Like I really was like, no, like you can't get rid of my favorite character in this third episode, bro. I was so sad. But then when I watched the breakdown and they're like, oh, spoiler, like in the comics he gets rebuilt and he becomes like GI Robot
which
too.
I think I'm this is going to be a running. I think this is going to be a running thing because what's the name almost died last episode. The bride. The bride almost died, but she didn't die.
Yeah.
So they.
But can't she die? She's undead.
That's what I'm saying. So same thing with GI.
Yeah, it's like he can't die either. Like,
and then I think they're gonna probably skip over the fish girl. Like they're not gonna let her die. They're gonna like give us suspense with that. And then the same thing with the other guy. I don't think he could die.
Dr. Fo, the fire dude.
And
like,
I think they're gonna kill the wall rat thing.
Okay, first off,
because he kills children.
Second favorite character is Weasel. I love Weasel.
I said wall rat. Weasel. Yeah.
Weasel's amazing, dude. And like he's so dumb.
They're gonna kill him off though.
But no, he can't die. Weasels, because look at if you watch Suicide Squad, you think he dies, right? Because in Suicide Squad, the opening scene is like a joke of him like they're all getting ready to go fight this war, and he jumps out and then he jumps into the water and he just like drowns right away, and they're like, oh shit, like he doesn't know how to swim. That's like the movie. Like, they make it seem like he's gonna be a big part of the movie, and then he dies right away, and you're like, oh shit. But then at the very, very end, he survives, right? And I have a feeling that he's just like that. Like you always think that he dies, and he just never actually dies. Yeah. So I think Weasel's gonna be like that same thing too. Like,
so, maybe for the whole thing.
But I love Weasel, and honestly. Seeing him like because I'm like, dude, he seems so useless. Like Weasel just seems so dumb like as a character because he's always just like licking his balls and like doing like random shit. But when he went off, like he's the only one who like he fucked up what's her name, like he fucked her up bad, and that was sick to see that. I was like he doesn't do anything, like I don't understand why he's like a part of this team, which makes it even funnier. But then when he actually does the most damage than anyone in the show, I was like, oh, that was dope. It was Creature Commando is so good. I cannot wait for another episode. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait for Superman because look at what James Gunn's done, dude. Like look at his track record. It just hits every time.
We're 3 episodes in. We're one season in. We're 3 episodes in Creature Commando. We're 1 season into Peacemaker, and then Guardians of the Galaxy just goated. So it's like, man, like I'm
and
really
Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah,
and it did Suicide Squad, the better Suicide Squad.
So I'm excited, man. I'm excited about.
Yeah, I'm excited
about.
And people were asking him like, is Superman going to be like comedy, like how the other movies are? Like, people were worried that he's going to ruin Superman because he's going to make it too funny, and he's like, no, it has funny moments, but it's still like a Superman movie. He's going to do something good with it. So I'm excited to see what the trailer even looks like. What's the vibe of the trailer? What the like tone of the trailer is going to be like? What the tone of the movie is going to be? And let me just say, next week episode of Creature Commando, I love this episode because they focus on G.I. Robot, and he's my favorite character. Well, guess who's my second favorite character? Weasel. And guess who's episode's next week? Weasel's episode.
Is it?
Yeah, his origin story is next week. Because if you don't watch like I think you always end it before like the
they
coming
have
next
behind
week.
the scenes,
not the behind the scenes thing, but they do like a trailer for next week's episode. And next week's episode is all about Weasel and his backstory and stuff. So
I think that's good that I don't watch.
I think that he's not like actually a bad I think what they're gonna what they're alluding to is that he actually was trying to save the kids, and then something happened. But I'm sure they're gonna explain it in this episode, and it's gonna be cool. But Weasel's amazing. I love Weasel, and I can't wait to see more about Weasel, bro. So yeah, so we got Superman trailer coming up. We got Creature Commando coming up. We got another cool thing that I saw this week, because this is also getting hyped up for something else that's coming up. What If Season 3 is coming out? Right?
Let's go. Next week on
the 22nd. Yeah, next week. Next week, season 3.
7 days.
7 days of just Marvel greatness.
Next week we are spoiled.
And let me just say this.
Crew,
yes, I know.
Creature Commandos and all
the Superman trailer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Superman trailer comes out this week. But next week, we're spoiled.
Dang. We got to figure out how to do. We got to figure out how to do what our schedule is going to be like.
I think we're going to do like what we did. We'll figure it out. But I think what we'll do is maybe do like how we did last season, because it came out the same thing, but we waited till the end and then we reviewed each episode. So this is what I want you to do. This is going to be your homework, and I was going to talk to you about this off the podcast, but this is going to be your homework, and this is going to be my homework. Each episode, write notes. Write notes and like make a thing, and so that way when it comes to us doing our breakdown of What If Season 3, we're gonna do it like we're gonna break down each episode. We're gonna go in order, and we're gonna talk about each episode, break it down, talk about our favorite parts, talk about things that we like, things that we didn't like, whatever, and then we'll be like, okay, that was episode 1. Now let's get into episode 2. This is what happened in episode 2. Talk about that one. So that way we'll break it down. So I don't want to like jump around from like 1 episode to 3, then 5, like 6. I want to go through from like 1 to 7, and then we'll break down each episode. Okay. Now, with that being said, because season 3 of What If is coming out, I think the writer or creator, the head of Marvel Animation, they released like a little like a commentary thing on their YouTube channel, and it was basically them showing scenes of last season, or like some of the favorite scenes that he had from What If Season 1 and Season 2, and then him talking about like the creation process and the story, and like how they did different things, and like why they chose to do certain things. Like he was like, I was very inspired by anime, and like this fight scene between the Watcher and Ultron was like like that thing. Now, watching that breakdown again of them talking about it reminded me how fucking good What If is. Yeah, because I kind of forgot. It came out like a year ago, maybe even more. So watching it, I was like, damn, they cooked with that show, bro. Like, killed it. Like the scene, which I honestly, before it comes out next week, I think I'm gonna rewatch every episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it too.
Because rewatching the scene where the Watcher and Ultimate Ultron fight, where he breaks through the multiverse and he like starts fucking up Watcher, and then Watcher, there's this part which I completely forgot about, but where Watcher's fighting him and whatever, and they're like, he's kind of getting his ass beat, and then Watcher's like, all right, and like turns into armor. He was saying like they were inspired by like Super Saiyan, like Goku kind of thing. Like he has like this armor, like this crazy multiversal armor that he never has to use, but he has it ready to go. And like they show that scene, and I was like, damn, I didn't even put it together. Like I forgot that he had like this crazy armor, and then they show them fighting, and it's like, it was so sick. And he was talking about how in the movies, like you don't really get to see their powers to their full extent, but because it's animation, they're able to do like crazy things, right? Like with the part where there's a part where Ultron is punching the Watcher, and every time he punches him, like it ripples like a new universe, right? And he was like saying like that scene was super expensive and it took a lot of time because every other frame it's a new universe. Every time he punches him, it's like the 70s, space world, future world, like an old school. It's like they in each punch, and he said like each one of those animation shots, like you have to change everything, and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money to do all that. So like they said that stuff like that they wouldn't be able to do live action. So I thought that was really cool. So I'm gonna send you that thing because it's like I think it's like 13 minutes. It's really cool though, seeing how he talks about the behind the scenes of everything, and it got me super hyped for it, and I'm like really, really, really ready to watch the new thing. Oh, he was talking about one thing that was cool at the end of season 2 of What If, right? The Watcher and Peggy Carter, they go and they see he's showing her the multiverse, and it's the tree, right? And with Loki had just finished. So I remember because we had just finished Loki season. Loki season 2 had just finished, and we saw like Loki put together the multiverse into the tree, and then What If came out, and at the end of What If, it's the tree. But he was saying that when they were making it, that they had worked with the Loki team, and the Loki team was like barely conceptualizing what that tree was going to even be and what it was going to look like. And so they had like art samples of what they thought it might look like, and they had that to work off for the animation. So like before even Loki was finalizing what we were gonna see, what we saw, they had to already make that tree and put it into the What If, and they had to like work together to kind of it's so cool. I don't know, it's really nerdy, but it's really cool to like see the behind the scenes of all that stuff. And the guy talking about it, he does such a good breakdown of the show. So yeah, anyways, What If season 3 coming out next week. Jeez. I can't wait to see what they do, because the season 1 and season 2, like there's parts of it that I even forgot about, like how when they think that they kill like they stop Ultron, and then Killmonger gets the suit, remember? And then Killmonger's like, nah, I'm the guy now. And like, so that was like a twist at the end of the season 2, and I'm like, damn, I forgot about that. And then remember, Doctor Strange has to put him into like the little ball. It's like, like there's so much stuff that happened in What If that I completely forgot about it. And I was like, I'm like, oh, I gotta rewatch that before season 3 comes out.
I don't even remember. Because
here's the thing: if you guys haven't watched What If, you're messing up already, because it's one of the best things that Marvel's ever done. It's so sick, but it all seems like none of it connects, but then the last 2 episodes, it makes it all connect, right? So that's like, even though this season 3 it seems like a bunch of random episodes, it all comes together, and I'm excited to see what it comes together. And the seasons seem separate, but they're going to be all together, so I can't wait to see what happens. And dude, I love the Watcher, so that's going to be sick. So I'm really excited for that,
which I'm pretty sure they're about to bring him live action. Jeffrey Wright. Oh, one thing that he said in that thing, he was like, oh, Jeffrey Wright really wanted to be really wanted to see the Watcher fight and do stuff, and they're like, we're glad because we're gonna do that, and he's gonna fight Ultron. He's a dope actor. He's a real dope actor. Like he's in one of my favorite shows, Westworld.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say Westworld. I love Westworld. Yeah.
So
season 1 of Westworld is one of the best shows ever.
So shout out to him, man. So I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna watch season 1 and season 2 so I can get updated for next week. But yeah, man. I mean, if we're talking Rec Room right now, then F it. Rec Room. Yeah. I got one. You got a rec? Yeah. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I watched a show called Silo. It's really freaking good. It's like
what is it on?
It's on Apple TV.
Oh, okay.
It's I know Lisa has it, so I have it. But it's lit. It's season. I think it's season 2 right now. Season 2 is now happening, and it's like 4 episodes, and Common's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is dope.
Okay.
But
I heard people talk about it before.
Yeah. So basically, the whole gist of it, without spoiling anything, it's post-apocalyptic.
I love post-apocalyptic stuff.
Yes, but they are essentially in like an underground thing that's called a silo. It's like, I think it's over 100 stories or something like that. They're living here after the world,
kind of like Fallout.
Yeah, blows up or something like that. So, and it's about like life in this place, and like how, and then
all the stuff going on in there.
Yeah,
and stuff,
and then it gets governmental, and like now it's
what they're really doing.
Yes, and it's so good because, oh man, like I'm really interested because it's like me as a person, like I'm like, how would I
living that life.
there.
Yeah.
Like how would I, like if I know what they know and what, you know, like how would I do it? So I don't know. It's really interesting and it's really good. Common's in it. That's my dog. Like Common's one of my, you know, he's probably like top 10, 15 top rappers in my life. So I like Common, and he's a really.
That's my
people don't like him acting, but like I like him acting.
My mom wants to marry him still.
Hey, please.
Yes,
so
that'd be awesome.
I could be. You could just adopt me, so I could. So
Yeah.
Common could be my stepdad.
Yeah, that'd be dope as fuck. But it reminded me that when you're saying the post-apocalyptic thing, it reminded me of when we were at Kraven. Because remember you were talking about how you would go see a scary movie? Yeah. The scary movie we got to see, I was like, I know there's a scary movie that we got to see that I was thinking about that's going to be good. Fucking 28 years later.
Talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
That trailer came out.
The trailer was so scary and so fucking creepy. It was, I think it was one of the best trailers I've ever seen,
I'm not gonna lie.
dude.
It literally started with her bringing the kids
in Teletubbies and stuff, and I'm like, what is this movie?
And then the blood goes on the TV.
Yeah, and then like, oh my god, dude, that trailer, and it was, so, little thing about this movie. 28 years later, so the original one, 28 Days Later, came out in 2002, right? Now, funny thing about this, because when the trailer came out, I was like, I really want to watch this movie. I want to watch the old ones again. Okay, 28 Days Later is almost impossible to watch. It's crazy.
The movie?
The movie.
Oh, really? Wow.
So, it's not on any streaming sites. No streaming service has it. Because basically, I guess they lost the rights to it, and then they sold the rights to it, and then like they never put it on any streaming services or anything. So it's almost impossible to find on any streaming services. You can't find it. Okay. Now,
that's weird.
Also, if you can't find it on streaming, right? Physical media, DVDs, right? It had a limited DVD release, and it got like they stopped releasing DVDs for it. So you can't even find DVDs of this movie.
Oh wow!
And if you do find one, people are selling it for $150 to $200 for that movie.
Wow!
Right? So crazy. So I just learned all this. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't even know that it was like that coveted of a movie.
Yeah.
Right? So to even watch this movie is like hard to go back and find the original one. So but they got the rights back to it, and they're going to release it on streaming soon, and they're going to announce where they're going to stream, but there's like a website for you to get updates on when it's going to go on streaming. So I'm like, I'm going to sign up for that.
None of the illegal movie sites have it?
I'm sure you can. I'm sure if you like really, I don't know, I didn't try that hard, but I'm sure if you really, really look for it, like maybe go on Reddit, you can find like someone that has it, that posted it somewhere. But yeah, it's almost like hard, almost impossible to like watch the original movie.
Is it just because of the rights thing, or is it just because it's like a bad movie? Like not bad movie, but like a gory or something?
I think it's one of my favorite. So I really like zombie movies. I really like the concept of zombie movies and stuff. And like that one is one of the ones. Mm-hmm. It's iconic. And it's the guy, the main character is what's his name from Oppenheimer? What's the
Cillian?
Cillian Murphy. He's in it. So. And he's supposed to be in this new one too, so that looks sick as fuck. I'm super excited for that. So go watch 28 Days Later if you can. Go watch 28 Weeks Later, and then get ready for 28 Years Later because it's gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be really dope. So that's happening now. Another big thing I want to talk about that's happening. Actually, I think it's happening on either Friday or Saturday, but hopefully I'm able to watch it. I think it's happening on Saturday, and I think it's like during the day, and I'm gonna be working. But Fury Usyk 2. Tyson Fury versus Usyk.
Dude, I just seen something that said they're going to they're gonna have judges.
AI judge.
Yo, that's gonna be crazy. But I mean, they said
they said
they're gonna have real judges,
but they're gonna introduce it.
I think that's cool because
I saw that too.
If UFC does that, dude, that's gonna help out tremendously with these
these whack ass judges. Yes, exactly.
Because bro, I lost money on these judges sometimes. Bro.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, tell me about it. So that's really cool. So I'm really excited about that. If you guys don't know, basically Tyson Fury was the lineal heavyweight champion, which means that he like the belt followed these people, right? He was the lineal heavyweight champion. He was undefeated. He beat our guy, Francis. He's beaten pretty much everyone. And
Francis doesn't count.
Yeah.
Shout out Francis, but that doesn't count.
He should have he Francis won that fight, the first one. But he was a champion, and he fought Usyk, who was also like this really great boxer, and Usyk won the first fight, and it was a really good fight. That first one was a really good fight.
And it was a surprise win.
Yeah, it was a crazy win, and but the rematch is finally happening, and I thought I'm like, it seemed like it was so far away, dude. It's happening on Saturday. Like, this is crazy. They're in Saudi Arabia right now doing all the promotion and the press, and they just had their grand arrivals today. Like literally when I was at work today, they had the grand arrivals and stuff. So I'm excited for that. That's gonna be dope.
Bro, it's just crazy. Like I just think about I think about fighting, like UFC. I'm really into it because you my dog, and like I'm with you all the time. So UFC. I mean, not even that. The UFC is big. Like big fights happen, and like a lot of people know. Like everybody knows. Like when the big fight, John Jones. Yeah. Everybody knew when he was fighting. Now Tyson's the biggest name in boxing.
Yeah, but
no one knows.
But I think boxing's not as big as it used to be.
Like I think about like. When Ali and Mike Tyson used to fight, like those were moments. Like you know what I mean? Like even
should be one of those moments.
Even when Anthony Joshua just lost, like I didn't even know he was fighting until I saw that he lost. It's like, dang, dude, like a box. I don't even know what happened. Like I definitely know. I mean, maybe it's because it's just.
I feel like
maybe because it's black culture. And Floyd is just so good with the
Floyd was like the
culture.
big thing.
Like when he fights, you know, even if it's a boof fight, like you know, it's like a booty. He's fighting some dude in China.
Everyone goes over like
everybody knows.
Yeah. When Floyd Mayweather during high school, when Floyd Mayweather was fighting, like we all go to Fabian's house. Fabian's dad's inviting his friends. Like it's a party every time there's a Floyd Mayweather fight. Yeah. Same thing with Pacquiao. Pacquiao was that same thing, right?
Canelo
Pacquiao
does the same thing.
And
too.
Canelo,
like you know,
does, Canelo does, but even now,
you know
it's still
when
like
Canelo fights. Like you know what I mean? Like Tyson
Fury should be like the biggest.
I freaking don't know. Like I'm literally.
And
this is my second time you tell it. Like you said it at my house. After the UFC fight, and I was like, oh, okay, and I totally forgot about it until right now.
Yep. I know.
And I'm like, oh shoot, I did see something. So it's I don't know what's up with heavyweight, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, because even I'm not gonna lie, even Tank, like I hear about Tank when Tank fights. And even Garcia.
But it's like,
because they're social media guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe Tyson and them need to be better on social media.
But boxing is, like, on fire right now for as far as, like, the fighters and the fights that are happening. It's just, like, no one pays attention to it like they...
Because the best of the best doesn't fight.
But they do now because Saudi Arabia, what they're doing, like Turkey Al-Sheikh, like he put so much money into it, and he's the one putting on these fights.
Okay.
So like you have to see.
Oh, so maybe that's what it is. It's happening. It's America hasn't got hip to what he's doing yet.
Yeah, he's taking over.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the Saudis, like they've come in and they've taken over boxing.
I see. I'm gonna say this just with a grain of salt.
Money, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this with a grain of salt. Like it's like I feel like because they're doing it, America just isn't on it, and like they haven't hit us yet.
But he during the Sphere event for the UFC 300, Dana teamed up with Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Oh, really?
And that's how it was. It was Riyadh season presents.
Oh yeah, I think remember. Sent the BTS guy to me.
Yeah.
The video that he was like following him.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. So like that's like Turkey Al-Sheikh. He's coming and doing this.
Bro?
Like multiple billions, like
crazy.
Probably like almost maybe $1 trillion, if not more.
That's crazy.
Like these guys are like Saudi princes, rich
crazy.
Ass, like they're crazy money, like
crazy.
family money for generations. So this is gonna be really big, and to the casuals probably not too big, but it is gonna be like one of the biggest fights. I mean, the first one was like the two best heavyweights, lineal champion, all the belts uniting into one thing, first undisputed champion since the 70s or something crazy, and Usyk won, but then they took one of his belts away for some reason, and now he's not like the undisputed. Anyway, I don't know. It's weird. Boxing is kind of weird. It has multiple belts and all these different things, but it's still going to be a big fight, and it's still going to be really good, and it's happening this Saturday, so if you guys get a chance to watch that, I definitely would recommend that. And then last thing I just want to say, we went to Avery's house to have the Christmas party, which was awesome, right? That was really fun. It's Friendsmas Halloween or Christmas party, and that was really fun, and it was really dope. And Joaquin Buckley fucked up my guy Kobe Covington.
Yeah, he whooped him. He beat the brakes off of him.
People said, people were like, I heard someone say like, oh yeah, Joaquin Buckley beat Kobe Covington, and I was like, emphasize beat, bro. Like he beat him up, beat him up. Like when you say someone got beat up, like he was a bloody pulp, like bad, bro. That was some of the most blood I've ever seen in a fight, and it was so satisfying.
Lie, man. After watching it, I'm just like, and thinking about it, it's like, dang, dude, like he beat him up like a senior will beat up a freshman.
Yeah,
like
bullied
he beat
him.
The brakes off him.
We bullied him, son. Yeah, so like that.
Don't let him bully you, Rocky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he beat the shit out of him, and that was very satisfying. There and 7 knockouts, dude. 7 knockouts in one fight card. card. It was crazy. It was a great fight card.
That was a great fight card. Yeah,
it was a great fight card, and it's funny because like every time me and Avery like try to watch fights, when we have people over and we're getting everyone hyped about it. That's when the fights are booty, and then this one it was like a little hype, but like
it was hype, man.
Yeah, it was hype because it was like your party and stuff, and it just worked out that I was glad that like Avery's hosting this party like the first time I hit at his place, and I'm like, cool, like this is Avery's party, and it's a UFC thing, obviously. And I'm like, I hope it's good fights because like I don't want people to be like, damn, Avery, like you had us watching these fights and they sucked, right? So because I get scared about that when people come over to my house to watch the fights because I'm like, fuck, dude, I hope these fights are good because like I'm really excited about them. But if they suck and everyone else is like, dude, why are you making us watch this? This is booty. But it was great. It was good fights, great. Like there was knockouts. We had so much fun, and I won money. Yeah. So it was cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you did. I don't even know why people would bet against that dude Buckley. Crazy.
Yeah.
But
because he walked out with Hulk Hogan and they thought he's a real American.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, man, it was fun. It was fun. It was really good. It was cool having everybody over, and yeah,
it was really fun.
I bought too much pizza.
I'm still eating that pizza.
It's freaking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Never again, man. If you ever get invited to my house, you're gonna come over. It's gonna be snacks, and then if we want food, we're all gonna pitch in.
That's what I've been telling you, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Kat, every time I host a party, Kat's like, we gotta get food and stuff. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that anymore.
I think I spent $90. I spent $42 on the pizza. I spent and I spent $42 on the pizza, and then I spent $50 on everything else. So like,
you got drinks, you had snacks, you had games, like you had all the stuff.
Bought my apple pie stuff.
Oh yeah, which apple pie was delicious. That was good.
So yeah, I spent basically $90 on that party, and it was
half the people.
6 of us.
Yeah,
it was supposed to, at one point it was like 18.
Yeah,
at one point it was like 18, and it dropped off. And
Let me tell you guys.
The day of, it was like 9, and then like 2 hours before then it was 6.
Yeah, this is the story of my life. This is the story of my life. Every single time I'm like, like UFC 300 is gonna be big, dude. Everyone come over. Everyone's like, oh, I'm down. And then as the week gets closer and closer and closer, like dwindle, people get down, and then once it's the day, it's me and Avery sitting there. I'm like, is anyone else gonna show up? I think it just might be us, bro. Like, I don't know. Like all these people said they're gonna come, but no one showed up, and I bought all this food. So, anyways,
I ain't buying food no more, man.
Yeah,
the only thing I'll buy, if you ever come to my house, is chips and drinks.
Yeah, I told Avery, I'm like, now you know how it feels, bro.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I know how it feels.
Can't believe you do it. And I went all the way out too. Like I drove to Costco. I don't have a Costco card no more, so I had to borrow somebody else's Costco card. So I went all out, man. So yeah, F that, man. It was 18 people at one point.
It was a great night, and everyone showed up. Everyone looked good. Everyone did their thing. It was dope. It was fun.
Everybody had their Christmas stuff on us, man. So that was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
So man, yeah, shout out to everybody, man. That was cool. Christmas is next week. I think we're gonna be here before Christmas.
Yeah. We'll have a podcast. We'll have a Christmas podcast next week.
Yeah,
that will be our Christmas podcast for you guys. And then we're gonna continue, because here's the thing: is most people are gonna go on a little Christmas break. We ain't doing that, because guess what? We got more content. Because you know what? While everyone else is sleeping, taking their little breaks, we got things to review.
Yeah.
We got Creature Commando. Yeah. We got Skeleton Crew. We got What If Season 3. And I don't know if there's any movies coming out. I'm sure there's movies. I know the Jamie Foxx thing was really good. I got to watch that. My mom was telling me about it. She said be prepared to cry. She said she watched it twice.
I told you.
She said it was so good that she watched it twice, and she said be prepared to cry.
Yeah, I teared up.
So that's gonna be dope. I'm excited to watch that. 90 Day Fiancé is still killing it. Oh, you know what's really good too that we're watching? This is like another little rec if you guys want to watch some. You know me, and I like my little corny reality shows and stuff. But on Netflix, The Ultimatum, and that's a crazy ass show.
They have they were doing dang it, man. Like I was trying. So the same people that did
90 Day. Or what?
90, yeah, TLC is TLC, right? Yeah. They were looking for people for that show, and I was like, I want to enter, but I can't. I don't have a girl.
Yeah.
Like I want to get on one of those shows. Like I want to get on one of those shows. There's a show that I sent to Gerard that is that's ageless dating.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So it's like ageless dating, and like they sent the thing, and I sent
he would
to Gerard.
Kill that.
I would do it, but like. In reality, I don't want to date. Like, I would definitely be doing that for clout.
Yeah.
But in reality, I don't want to date an older woman.
Hey, fucking do it.
Nah, because they're going to be like 60, 70.
That's fine.
Like, nah, that's too old. Like, if she was like, I ain't gonna lie, she's like 50.
MILF Manor.
If she's like 50, like, I'll probably take it together. But yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
but yeah. Anyways.
But real quick, the Ultimatum, so let me just explain the premise to you. It's basically like couples that are together, right? Like, this couple has been together for 4 years, and like, for example, the girl wants to get married, but the guy doesn't want to get married or hasn't committed to getting married yet, and so they're basically presenting them an ultimatum. So like, either we get married or like we break up, right? But it's like 6 couples that do that, and they're all bringing like their partner to this thing, and then what happens is in the house they all break up temporarily, and they kind of date. Dang. They date like each other, and then they have a trial marriage, a 3-week trial marriage. So like, let's say me and Kat, right? We've been together for 4 years. We're not married yet. Let's say she really wants to get married and I don't want to get married, or vice versa. I really want to get married and she doesn't want to get married. I present her with this ultimatum. We go to a retreat where it's other couples that are like the same thing. We break up. We're technically broken up during this process, and she gets to date other people. I get to date other people, and then we decide, and then we like have like she'll go and live with like another guy and have a temporary marriage with some other guy that she thinks that she really wants to get married to.
That's insane.
And I date another girl for 3 weeks, and then it's like the couples, and then they like get back together and live with their original spouse for 3 weeks again, and then at the end they decide if they want to get married and stuff. But it's scandalous, bro. It's scandalous.
That sounds
it's
messy.
Wild.
That sounds messy.
It's very messy,
That
and
sounds messy and drama.
It's
like,
pretty
dang.
good though, dude. Me and Kat were like, let's watch one episode, and now we're fucking 7 episodes deep, dude.
I always remember this thing. It's from this artist named Sohan. He says this thing, and I'll never forget it, because I put this in my life with the women. If you're thinking of letting me go, then it's best that you do. Because what are we doing? Like, if you're thinking about it, just leave.
Yep.
Like, so that ultimatum thing, that what you're just saying, like, if I ask you to be my wife and you're not sure, it's over. What are we doing? It's like, I don't.
And that's kind of like the.
I don't get what we're doing. Like, so like, I go to this island or whatever resort. I say, hey, I want to marry you. You're like, I don't want to. And then now we're going seeing other people. It's over. It's over.
It's spicy,
it's over.
bro.
What
Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you guys.
Go back to you.
Yeah.
After you just got dicked down by somebody else.
Well, that's the thing. They don't hook up, but
they don't hook up.
Well, that's all I'm saying is
they
like
don't.
Well,
they don't hook up.
One couple. You gotta watch. Yeah. But it's definitely worth it.
I'm not about to watch that.
Yeah, I know you're not. I'll tell you about it later. But yeah. So that's fun too.
That stuff pisses me off.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
That stuff pisses me off because it gets to a point where like I like. I'm about to go on a rant right now, but real quick, I hate like, well, that's one of my fears is to get my girl taken from somebody.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like not that I would be doing.
This guy goes through it on the show.
Not that I'd be doing anything wrong. Like if I'm doing everything right and my girl still gets taken, because it happened to me in college one time. Yeah. Like we weren't dating. We were getting ready to.
Yeah, I think every guy's gone through it. I've gone through it.
We were getting ready to know each other, and then literally, bro, we're about to watch a movie, and like we're in the common area. Like, I kid you not, I got my girl token. It's just probably embarrassing to say on whatever. But we're about to watch a movie in the common area of the school before we go into our dorms. And like we sit there, and then the little homie, he like, not a little homie, but he's shorter than me. And he's in there, and he's like, oh, what's up to me and the girl? I'm like, oh no, like we're just about to watch a movie, whatever. We're about to go get some food, whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, oh, I'm about to go get in my room real quick, because in the college that I was at, she couldn't go in my room, so I had to go by myself to get whatever I needed to go. So I get my thing, probably like 3 minutes in there, just 3 minutes, and like she's sitting there talking to him, and they're chatting it up, whatever. And I'm like, oh, like you ready to go? It's like, oh no, I'm gonna stay and talk to blank name. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like we about to go get some food? Oh, like you don't want to just go get it and bring it back?
Damn. Yeah, that's bad.
I was like, yo, like what's happening right now? So I'm like, yo, I think Tim was with me. I'm not sure, but I just left. I was like, yo, it's like whatever. So I think we go and get food. I don't know if it was Tim or not, but we go and get food, and then we come back, and they're just still chatting it up, talking. I got food, eating, whatever.
By yourself, all sad.
No, I think the person, either Tim or whoever I was with, was eating with me.
Yeah.
And we're just eating, and they're still just chatting it up, talking, whatever. And I'm like, yo, is this really happening?
Did they start dating or what?
Yeah, they're married now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're married now. They're married now. And I'll tell you some weird story offline, because Lisa knows who these people are, and they're like a little weird. So yeah, but that's like a fear. Like that was a girl that I was interested in. Like we weren't dating. I was interested in. So I have a fear of like me doing everything right by a girl, and like just some random nigga just come and just take her.
Well, that's
like,
what's
bro,
crazy.
Like,
what's crazy about this show.
If you thinking about leaving, just leave. Like, hey Avery, I'm not into it. and then go and then do it. You know what I mean? So
that's what's crazy about this show. Yeah,
I hate shows like that.
Yeah,
because I'll be pissed.
Like this guy. So one of the guys, he brings his girlfriend, and she's hot. Like she's really hot, and they're together, but then whatever, they like kind of separate, and she ends up meeting this big ass tall black dude who's like buff. He looks like Anthony Davis, like the way he talks. He reminds me of like AD, right? He doesn't have the brow, but he looks like. I'm gonna show you. He looks just like him, bro, and he talks like him, and it's annoying as fuck. But anyways, he's like a really good looking black dude. She's like this really petite, pretty white chick, and her boyfriend, whatever. The boyfriend takes her there. And the other black dude, he's also being presented the ultimatum. So his girlfriend wants to get married, but he doesn't want to get married. And it turns out that like the girlfriend and that black dude, they hit it off, and they do their like little trial marriage. And the boyfriend, he also has like his own little trial marriage with his like wife chick, but his wife or whatever, his temporary wife, whatever, she leaves the show. So now he's by himself. And his girl's still going through the trial marriage, and so he's like he's blowing her up. He's texting her. He's like, they show him in his room like crying, and he's like like freaking out because he's like, I can't believe like he brought his girl to this thing and like she's doing the experience.
I wouldn't even do that.
And he's like crying. He's doing, and he goes to their house. He like finds where they live, and he knocks on their door, and like it's so awkward. It's crazy. It's such a good it's good drama, dude. Good drama. But anyways, that's ultimately bro, I love stuff like that. So anyways, but grow up with a single mom, guys. You're gonna have some shows that are some weird shit. But anyways, that's it. That's my recommendation. Watch Ultimatum. But yeah, guys, we got some good. We had a good episode. We had some fun on this episode. We're gonna have more fun next week. We got some good shows to watch. I'm gonna go watch Skeleton Crew right now, and then man, I'm excited. So we'll see what happens. I think Skeleton Crew should be out by the time we get done with this podcast. So I'm gonna throw that on. I got my PlayStation still set up in there. I might play Marvel Rivals while I'm doing this.
It is now time, guys. Today is December 17th. You can start watching the good
Christmas movies.
You can start watching. I'm starting to watch it. I'm watched Pause. I'm gonna watch Daddy's Home later on tonight with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. That's a great Christmas movie. Yeah. John Cena's in it too. That's a good. Yeah. And Mel Gibson. That's a great one. I watched the first one last night, and then the second one is an actual Christmas movie because it's based off of Christmas.
Okay.
So that's a top like I say that's a top 10, top 15.
Oh.
Yeah.
The best Christmas movie, Friday After Next.
Oh dang, yeah, that's top 7.
Okay, maybe I'll watch that this week.
That's top 7. That's a good one.
But all right, guys. Well, with that being said, guys, we love you guys. You already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the podcast, tell a friend, tell a family member.
Hey. Also, before we get off of here, I just want to let y'all know we're in 2024. Me and Dre have a plan with something really big that's about to happen. So if you're here first, just letting you know, we about to blow up. There's something that's about to happen that's gonna make this.
Hey, I'm about to blow up.
We lost a lot.
That's how much we're blowing up. The energy. We sucked it out.
We have a plan in motion that might get us popping in 2025. I really believe in my heart of hearts. So I just want to say thank you for being here before everybody hops on the train.
Yes, please.
Because we have 200. Let me just date it. December 17th, 2024. We have 221. Freaking subscribers. We're grateful for you guys, but I think what we're about to do is gonna get us a lot more. And I pray that it does.
I think it does.
I pray that it does.
I think it does.
It's gonna
get us. Good idea. Shout out to Avery.
Especially because what we about to do with who is involved, I feel like they would give us some love on our joint. So thank you guys. 221 first.
Yes.
It's gonna be 221,000 2025.
Yeah. I love it. I fucking love it. Well, with that being said, guys, you already know what it is. It's been another episode of ABOV The Multiverse. We love you guys. Till next time. Peace.